Well, a warm greeting to you, my friends, from wherever you may be viewing. Thank you for joining me down here on the Bayou once again for Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and let me just say to start off, I forget after doing this for 2 years until you really look at my analytics again, that a lot of times you guys are watching these videos for the first time. I'm almost at 800 subscribers, but that really only makes up a small portion of the, 10 to 16,000 views the channel gets every month. And as in the analytics show, majority of the viewers to the channel are unique viewers. So I am Bayou Gold Guy. I am down here in South Louisiana, and I review pay dirt from pay dirt companies that sell gold that is included in the dirt that they make up. First time I heard of this stuff, I'm thinking, well, what are the chances of getting dirt with gold in it? It's a scam. This can't be real, but it is. And you can find reliable, reputable companies that will make up pretty genuine gold pay dirt bags. Of course, all the gold that you get in any legitimate pay dirt bag where they guarantee you're going to have gold in it is seeded. That means that they've added their own gold to it, whether it comes from Alaska, whether it comes from California, Colorado, Nevada, Arizona. That depends on the company you're getting it from. Sometimes you don't know where the gold's coming from. It's just generic gold. A lot of companies will say they're selling it, but they also basically contract out other companies to make dirt for them as well. That Montana pay dirt I just did last week, they included on their thing that they do, do second-hand companies as far as filling their dirt's not always just their dirt. So, but usually you just want to have a pay dirt that's going to have a guaranteed amount of gold in it. That's the best way to guarantee that you are not going to get screwed over with companies like Golden Pay Dirt or I'm not gonna call them out here right now, other than Golden and a couple other companies y'all may know of. Y'all can check out the videos. The fact is that the companies, though, that do not include a gold guaranteed amount in their pay dirts, you've got to be questionable. The one exception to that was always Miners Depot, that you could guarantee that you were going to get good gold from them just because they were a very reputable company, and we proved that in numerous videos over and over again. Unfortunately, they are not selling pay dirt anymore, and there's a question. I need to get in touch with Lisa and see, because there's I've heard around that they may not be selling pay dirt at all anymore. They may just be focusing on the Skookum Gold Camp up in Alaska, which I'm not sure. That's kind of surprising, because they also did commercial gold selling large amounts. So, but at any rate, that is what we do here. We're down in South Louisiana, one of the 2 states in the country, Florida and Louisiana, that have absolutely no natural gold in them at all. So that's why it's called backyard prospecting or mailbox prospecting, because all my gold comes in through the mail. And I have never actually panned on a stream, but I have gotten pretty proficient at panning from standing out here doing it over and over again for this is video number 122, I believe. So yeah, it's I've gotten a little practice in. I'm ready to hit a stream sometime when I can get away from the menagerie. We've got an animal farm going here too. So, but yeah, so that's it. Thank you all for joining. And also, I'm like I said, I tend to get a little political, a little we touch on social topics, political topics. We are not in favor of what's going on in this country right now, or the direction it's been going for the last couple of years, and I talk about it and speak out to it. So there's parts you may want to just click ahead. That's the beauty of YouTube. If you don't want to hear me rambling, babbling, or preaching, I try not to preach. I just try to point out stuff that you're not going to hear on mainstream legacy lying media. So at any rate, that's what we do. And if you made it through this long on this introduction, please hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And we do some giveaways on here. and feature a lot of different pay dirts from not just companies, but from other viewers on YouTube. And that's what we have today, because I have some very cool pay dirt that came in from a viewer, Jordan. You'd recognize him in the comments on the live chats and videos, but he's also Gold Thumb Prospecting and has his own YouTube channel where he's going through pay dirts, and he has made me up a couple of his own custom pay dirts to do on the channel here. So let us turn now to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, where X marks the spot for a couple of awesome bottles of pay dirt from Gold Thumb Prospecting. And there you go, right there. Get a good setup here, all right. And we've got, first one is the BAYOU Jambalaya. And this one, this jar, you can see it has, you can see there, it's got some colors in it. There's some blues, some purple. I saw some green in there. So that is going to be a very cool pay dirt to go there. Of course, jambalaya down here is kind of like a, I don't know, a stew type thing. You serve it over rice, but it's, you know, you've got your chicken and shrimp, you know, oyster, sausage chicken, so any variety. So it tends to be a mixture of goodies in there. So that's very fitting. And then for this one, we've got Blackout in the Bayou, and there you can see that is some black sand, and it's actually kind of got a fluffy quality to it, seems to me. It's but that's a heavy little bottle right there. So we've got that, and if you saw on the mail call when I was showing this, he had also included a couple of his very cool Gold Thumb Prospecting stickers. It's got the 3D colors, or the holograph colors, whatever it's on it, but a very nice sticker. So like I said, you guys are putting me to shame here. New channels who've got awesome stickers first thing. But yeah, and he included a very nice and complimentary, it's kind of humbling to read this, you guys, but I mean, it says, "Hi Bayou Gold Guy, I hope you're doing well. I've enjoyed your channel for a long while, my friend. You're a good man with a good heart and are well loved by the Gold family community." I really thank you for that, and thank you to all you guys that support the channel and watch. And yeah, I do feel the love from you guys often. It means a lot. I hope you enjoy these 2 jars, BAYOU Jambalaya and Blackout in the Bayou. Be careful with that Blackout in the Bayou, LOL. And then God bless you, buddy, Jordan, Gold Thumb Prospect. And then he says, make sure to rinse out those jars, Jordan. So, my friend, I thank you so much for your generosity of sending this to me. And your awesome sticker. Like I said, the stickers is already on the board. We've got a little extra one here. And the board is not out today just because I've been getting thunderstorms rolling through and the humidity is high, and I just don't want to have it come down and hit me with getting my board wet. So, or getting it, like I said, just the humidity out here it's enough to absorb in the wood. So there you go. Again, let's I'm not sure if we're going to do this in 1 or 2 parts, how long it's going to take me. I'm thinking it's going to be a little while getting through that, because you got that black sand in there. I mean, unless you're going to suck it out with a magnet, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of the challenging dirt, right? So I'll pull it out to show what's in there sometimes, but I always put all my black sands back in because, you know, you want to represent the pay dirt the way it was made. And, you know, it's not accurate if you're pulling out a chief constituent part of it. So I think we're going to start with our BAYOU Jambalaya, just because I like picking out goodies. When I see color like that, it makes you want to, it's like candy. It's like candy in there you want to get out. And then we'll see if we're going to have the time and the weather cooperates to get through that one without making this a real long video, or we'll do a part 2. So either way, though, we're going to start off with this. So we'll get our water set up, and we'll be right back with some BAYOU Jambalaya. All right, let's just tear into this. It's got a nice plastic tape seal around it to ensure safety and prevent leakage, and it has done its job very well. It looks like glass, but this is a plastic jar, so it was not going to be shattering in the package, which is a good thing. Oh man, check out the goodies right at the top when you open it up. Very nice. A nice big chunk of quartz. That's beautiful. These are our little Montana pan we got there from last week's. There we have some mica. A nice big chunk of mica there. Very, very pretty. Look at that sparkle. Another piece, I think that is some smoky quartz there, if I believe. They have so many different names for this stuff with just a little bit of variation. It's hard to know for sure, but you can really see the transparency through that. You can see my finger moving behind it there. That's very, very cool. We've got us a nice polished amethyst there. I'm seeing crystallized silver. Check out the detail in that. Just those beautiful little filigrees in the silver. Very nice growth on that. Oh, let's get back zoomed out so I'm not. And there is another piece of the quartz. And then we've got some very nice white quartz in here. That looks like the kind of stuff that you might find some pyrite or little bits of gold running through, like that one right there. That might be some, it's not really shining like it, pyrite or not, but very cool start on that. That may be an Apache tier. I have not, it's not, I'm not sure if it's, we'll wet everything down and look at it again. I haven't dealt with enough of them, but it looks black and round enough that it might be. And there is, before I get in there, a little peridot. Like I said, we could see some green showing up in there. We got a real jambalaya batch going here. Another very cool piece of quartz. Y'all can hear the thunder rolling behind me. I have to apologize for, oh, that's neat. That's got a very cool look to it. But yeah, if you recall, last week I was doing this on Friday for the Friday night video. I was recording it the same day. And, oh man, nice. Nice little chunk of copper there. More silver. Another, if that's, I'm not sure what that is. I was thinking it might be another Apache tier looking piece, but it seems to be laced with the mica or the quartz or something in it. Again, we'll wet all this down. But yeah, I was out here. Oh man, I'm never gonna get through this story because I keep finding cool stuff. That's a nice opal, polished opal piece there. I think it's, I guess that was I don't know if it was cut or if it came off that thin. But I mean, it's got the colors of opal in it. I guess, I'm assuming that's what it is. Maybe talking on my ass here. I don't know, but so yeah, at any rate, yep, another nice copper nugget. Damn, Jordan, you are doing this. Look, it's got the hole in it there. It's a very cool shape. You have jambalaya this one up. Nice, brother. Nice long amethyst piece. Anyway, to get it out, I dropped my damn microphone in my coffee as a way back in. It drowned it, and I could not refresh it, so it never opened up. It started again, so I'm back to analog, regular audio until I get a new mic. But there you go, a very cool piece of turquoise, an unpolished amethyst, and some polished amethyst, and another very cool piece of quartz. It's got that kind of same, I don't know, almost like waterline look to it there. But and then this piece, check that one out in the setting. It sits flat, and it's got the beautiful dark quartz coming out of the clear quartz. Man, that is just awesome. Beautiful. And there's another green there. That's something else green. That is not peridot, though. That may be jade. I'm pretty sure that's not a turquoise, or maybe a jade or an emerald. I'm not sure. I know my emeralds, a lot of them did not look like emerald right off. And then our favorite, one of my favorites there, the peacock ore, or peacock stone. I forget the real geological name for it, but it is that awesome. Like I said, I always called it Mardi Gras stone because it's got a lot of them have the purple, green, and gold for the Mardi Gras colors in it. This one's largely the purples and blues in it, which is just gorgeous. And then another nice turquoise. I see another copper. Yeah, check out another awesome piece of copper. And then there's another dark round, like that Indian tier, what I'm calling that. There's another piece of the peacock. That's very, very cubic looking. More of that crystallized silver popping up everywhere. Oh, holy cow. And then you see that fall out. I don't know if y'all can, if the camera picked that up or not. But there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. That is very cool. Where is it in my hand? Okay, there we go. Check that out. A gold bar. Awesome. Just awesome. And then there it is with next to the silver. Silver and gold, my friends. Well, Jordan, that is just too cool. We'll add that back in. And like I said, I'm sure we'll find some smaller stuff when we go through here again. And oh, there's another very nice piece of silver. Check that one out. This is some really, I've gotten the silver from I bought it from a third party from Texas. I've bought, from a company from Texas. I've gotten some from Vendetta, and I've gotten some from Jam and Jeff, JJ Prospecting. But yeah, this stuff looks different from any of the stuff I've gotten before that. So again, the different techniques for growing these crystals, you get different, you definitely seem to get different looks from it. So I know we've seen Vendetta growing some awesome piles of silver, and same thing with Jam and Jeff. He just had time to make some videos on it and show more of his stuff. But yeah, these are again some very, very cool crystallized silvers in there. All right, we're going to start off as instructed by rinsing out the bottle, the jar. We got that. Instruction number 1 completed. Damn it, if I wasn't at Walmart again yesterday and forgot to get more. Yeah, so I've got some diluted Dawn in the old bottle. We'll hit some of that in there for our anti-surfactant to keep that gold from wanting to float around on us. And let's go ahead and dip these. Look in that pan there, make sure there's nothing stuck to the bottom of the vial. It looks clean. And yes, since last weekend, I did scrub my pans down with the Dawn dishwashing liquid to get that production oil off of them, because that is the last thing you want is oil off of your pans, because that will make your gold carry away. And when I started doing this, the guy that I was watching, that most people probably seems to be their first intro to this. Said always wear gloves. You got to have the black, you know, the rubber gloves, because the oil from your fingers will contaminate the gold. And upon further investigation, I found that to be less than accurate. So it is not necessary at all to wear gloves. If you when you're out in the field and you're doing stuff and you're working, you're digging in the streams where you can hit material, yeah, you want to be aware and maybe wear some protection. But no, whenever you're just doing a bag of pay dirt, you're not going to get enough oil transferred from your fingers unless you've been working on your car and been not washing your hands to you know. But that's just one piece of misinformation that's come out from that channel. And let me just in case you were under that false assumption, no gloves required to do this. But check out that beautiful stuff. Again, there's those black. Y'all can comment if you think that if those actually are the Apache tears. There's one and there's a smaller one there. I know they're basically supposed to just be obsidian, you know, rounded obsidian nodules or rocks, whatever. But and then the very cool copper, just beautiful. So actually, it makes a pretty cool sound whenever you got a little pile of copper together. And doesn't sound like gold. Only gold sounds like gold when you're tinking it together. Hey, Gizmo. So, all right. Well, very cool batch for the jambalaya cooking today. Gizmo, no. Check make sure we didn't have any gold that was trapped on those. Fine gold will hang into those crystals and rock pieces, and looks like we are all right with that. So we're going to just dump some. We're not gonna classify this down anymore. I like to do it natural most of the time unless it's got really big stuff in it, or you're dealing with some super fine gold where you've got to really break it down to be able to move the stuff out of the way. Because when you're dealing with that fine gold, man, you get those bigger pieces in that classification, even small as you're classifying it down, and you're trying to wash that away, and the gold just keeps carrying with it. So that's where your classification, breaking down by size, is the most important. And a lot of people just like to do it to prolong the, you know, have more fun playing with the stuff, you know, have more different piles and more different pans to go through. Although when I did do the that gold nugget sales bag, it was when I finally went back through my tailings, I got the extra 0.001 of about 6 or 7 little tiny flakes, but they actually were big enough to register on the scale. I was at, if you remember, it was at 1.009 or 09, whatever it was, 1.09 on the scale when I weighed it up, and that made it an even tenth. So it was 1.10 grams I got on the leaf gold. So, but also something to be aware on that stuff that I haven't talked to Mike. I need to contact him before I get some of the large leaf gold, but it is definitely different than the bag I got from a year ago. When I went to combine them, put it together, because I still have a little bit of my original leaf gold that I'd gotten in the 3 gram bag when he was doing that. Now it's just a 1 gram bag. But yeah, it was a different looking gold. I'd kind of thought it looked that way when we were doing it on the video, but I wasn't, you know. There were some pieces that still had that look to it, but it just didn't seem to have that filigree I don't know how you refer to it, laciness, I don't know. It was just when I went, I didn't end up not mixing them together, because the last batch I got was not the same as the original. So of course, as always the case when you're dealing with natural material, just like I was saying about the amethyst, getting from India that you know, every time I ordered it was changed, and so I just stopped ordering it because I didn't want it anymore. It wasn't worth buying it anymore. But so yeah, when you're dealing with natural material, you never know. I mean, it does have variations, but for the leaf gold, like I said, some of it really looked more like the flat gold bay gold that I've gotten nuggets, and without that filigree, that light kind of laciness to it. So I don't know. I'm gonna, like I said, it's beautiful gold, and there were some nice pieces in there that had that kind of that look, but it was definitely a different gold. So just be aware if you see. I left a link to that video of the first time I did it on that video that I just did, the recent 1 gram bag. So it does look very different. So just be aware of that if you're wanting to order. Try some of the leaf gold. It I mean, I love everything Gold Nugget sells, and they, you know, it's a great company. But yeah, to me, it kind of lost that wow factor a little bit for it. But I still am a 100% solid Gold Nugget sales fan, and Mike is an awesome guy, and makes an awesome pay dirt. Number of pay dirts. He'd left a comment on that video whenever in the live chat when I'd made a comment about I'm still, you know, mourning the loss of the high grader, and he made a reference that it might not be completely done. So that would be super cool if he was able to have those guys dig him up. I remember when he did the video on going out there and they wouldn't show him where he said, yeah, and you know, as a rule, gold miners don't like taking you and showing you where they're getting their gold. And so he'd go out there and to the Rose Creek Formation to pick up his gold. Damn, my fingers got wet and it won't zoom in. But yeah, that was some awesome stuff, and we might have a bit more of that to go. But yeah, those are some, come on, stupid camera. Man, he's just put out a new video. It sounds like this is a damn Gold Nugget sales video. Sorry, Gold Thumb, or you need to take away from your, well, shit. Now it's pissing me off. Hold on. All right, there I got it to zoom in finally. But yeah, I've got a couple of nice pieces of gold. The brightness is overriding the camera out here in this dreary day. And we've got a little speck that showed up right there too. That's a little tiny piece of gold. But yeah, these are some very, very nice little pickers there. Maybe it'll show up better on my... Well, camera's being funky today. There we go. That's a better look. There's our other piece. A nice little cool shape on both of those. So busy looking at the gold, I did not include to mention the fact that, yes, if you know, you probably saw that these has some nice little polished gator eyes, polished garnets in this as well, that we'll add to our pan. And there were also some very nice little cubic chunks of pyrite. I've been pulling those out and adding them to the pan. So very nice. So great start to that. Jordan, you put together a hell of a little pay dirt jar there, my friend, I have to say. Go through and double check, make sure there's not a little speck of gold that ran on us. So, all right, well, I'm going to check out the next one and I'll be back. And again, since I was specifically addressing unique viewers or watching this maybe for the first time, forget about the details when we're doing this a lot after you've been doing it a while. But whenever you put your gold in the pan, or your pay dirt in the pan of the water, then you want to stratify it, which means you add your water and you swirl it and shake it up real good to make sure that that gold settles down to that material and then holds in the pan. And then that way you get it below your material, and as you're washing it out, you'll hit it a few times and let the water, you don't want to try to flip it out or force it out. You want to let the water, I always equated it to waves lapping in on the shore. you just want an easy flow, and then take it back and shake it around, make sure that gold stays down, and then wash it again a few times. It'll carry out that lighter material each time. Give it a little another shake. Don't have to be rough with it. You just have to be, you know, quick little jittering it up a little bit. And now, if you've got a pan full of a lot of material and you're trying to do this, yeah, then you've got to be pretty good and vigorous with it. But for the amounts that we're usually doing, just a nice little shake there resets it. Again, we've got some very cool, beautiful white quartz in this stuff. I haven't seen anything glinting in it yet, but you always want to keep an eye out. But as a rule, if it's got something in it, whether it's even pyrite or copper or gold, definitely gold, whenever you get the glint of that against that white, it can just pass for a nanosecond across your eye in the pan, and it'll register as that shiny, bright gold on that white amongst the brown in your pan. So yeah, it's always cool to find that. And that's a very dark, wasn't sure if that was black or blue, but it's a very dark rock. We'll throw it on the side. And there's another nice garnet. Ooh, there's our long piece of gold we already saw. And another good amount of silver. So y'all need to go and check out Jordan's channel, Gold Thumb Prospecting. Like I said, the link will be in the description. And he's got some. He's still, like I said, he just started. I think he's still working for his hitting 50 subscribers. So if you'd like to go show him a little support, you can hit that link and go over there and subscribe and see if we can get him some acknowledgement from YouTube. I thought somebody was knocking on my door from the inside. Like, who the fuck is in my house? It's the dog scratching apparently, and it's tapping like a. Damn, it kind of made my heart beat for a second there, because there should be no one in my house knocking on the door from the inside. So, all right, well, we're down to the bottom of this one. Again, we've got a couple of nice chunks of pyrite there. Another beautiful. Check out the growth on that crystal. Hold it dry my damn hand. See if I can do this. Just check out the very fine, like little wires or filigree or whatever. I don't know how you'd describe that, but it's some very cool silver. I'm really impressed with that crystallized silver there. And then whenever you're doing this, of course, once you got your gold there, you want to tap your pan to get that boiled. It'll walk that gold up to the top. And if you tap it to the side, it'll walk it away. You see how that just shoots away from the other side? And we don't have any small stuff in this one. It doesn't look like. Some silver specks. But I'm not seeing anything that's... Actually, that might be one little tiny speck right there. So, all right, there we have it. That is our beautiful little gold bar. We're just gonna drop it right down the center of the tube there, and there we go. So, all right, well, if that hopefully that gave you a little information. If you're not familiar with what we're doing, if you're seeing us working these pans, and why are they shaking like that? What are they doing? Just to give you an idea, we'll go ahead and finish that off. And since that's our last pan, we'll go ahead and shoot through this one, and we'll be right back. So we had another little piece of peridot in there, and our garnets. That's what's nice about the gemstones and the silver and stuff like that. They tend to hold like the gold as you're washing out all the lighter sands and materials until pretty much the very end, which makes it a lot easier
to recover it than you know, like I said, if it washed out as easily as the material did. But look at there, a nice. We got a bunch of the garnets. More of that beautiful silver and some nice gold showing up at the top again. Some polished peridot. You get a little something in every bite of this jambalaya. Very nice. More of that beautiful silver. Last bit there. I'm not seeing any more. As you notice, this one did not have. It had a little bit of black sand there at the ends of these, but not much at all. This was a pretty easy pan and bag on the material, and the challenge is finding all the little goodies in it. There's another beautiful little piece. There we go. Looks very nice. Down. So, all right. Well, that is there's that little garnet still. Ah, I got him. All right. Some of those rocks look like they could be something, but. And we got a few little specks of silver left in there, but very nice. So let's see what. All right, well, there we have it. Got a little bit of sand in there with it, but our one little speck still survived, made it in there, and where'd it go now? Oh, there it is, right there. All right, well, there we have our jambalaya. Bayou Jambalaya. Some very nice little pieces of gold there. I love that. I love that gold bar. And like I said, then you see we got a little speck. So, very nice, Jordan. Thank you again so much, brother, for that one. I'm going to go through the tailings, double check. I don't think I missed anything. I'm going to be basically looking for more pyrite and garnets and peridot I might have missed. Well, here we are with our dried pan of beautiful gold. You can see one little speck remained, and our pan full of goodies that are just some gorgeous stuff. Very cool. I really like that quartz piece right there very much. And then our awesome copper nuggets, and the other quartz, our micas, our peacock stones, that smoky quartz is almost like an ice cube, and then our like I said, I'm not sure if those are actually Apache tears or not, and then our silver, just a beautiful array of stuff. So let's hit our scale here and we'll see if I got everything. That I went back through my tailings. Actually, when I got done, that little speck of gold was not left in the pan, so I just went back through my tailings because, like I said, I was going to go through looking for any other garnets or little gems that I might have missed, and there I found it. So that was the only speck of gold left that I had from when we did it. So it was pretty good recovering one tiny little speck that was in there. I felt good about that. So let's see here what we got with these beautiful pieces. Of course, that little speck won't add anything to it, but we do want to include it. So there we have it, and it comes out to 0.443 grams on that point. Oh, well, give it a chance. I'm talking over it. So yeah, 0.443. Looked like it was bouncing to 5 in between there, but yes, some beautiful gold, and like I said, I really like our little gold bar there. That is just gorgeous, and like I said, all those little pieces are very nice. Some nice character in them. And it was fun to do. So the rains did come. And there's a little speck there on the corner. On the end right there. Still in. Yeah. So, yeah, the rains did come. So I did not get to the black sand bag. So yeah, that will be coming up on another video here shortly. So like I said, you just can't beat this, and thank you so much, Jordan at Gold Thumb Prospecting, for some beautiful gold and a fun time.
Well, there we go. A very fun pay dirt to do. Again, thank you so much to Jordan with Gold Thumb Prospecting, and hope y'all enjoyed seeing that, and I really enjoyed doing it. So, to wrap this one up, I have to say we've got, on top of everything else that's going on right now, have y'all seen the latest breaking news of the whistleblower that is now saying that we have an entire UFO recovery division of the United States government? That, yes, we have non-human, alien craft, non-human craft. He didn't go as far as say alien, but yes, and the remains of non-human pilots of these vehicles, and he has been vetted as a legitimate, high-ranking intelligence officer for everything that he says that he's done, and he actually has a letter from the DoD, Department of Defense, okaying him to, because he sent him a letter telling them he was going to do this, and they okayed what he could do on this without admitting that it is true, but that with the exception of not being able to show any kind of photographs or documentation or anything that he had access to in that way. So it is pretty bizarre, to say the least. And of course, this dates back to the 90s when Bob Lazar was releasing his information from being inside Area 51, had diagrams, showed us trying to reverse engineer anti-gravity propulsion units on these saucers that he said were in full tack sitting in the hangars then. So, but one of the interesting points of this was that, yes, that the other two major countries that are our foes, Russia and China, both have they also have their own recovery divisions and have these vehicles as well. And the fact that they are keeping this secret from Congress as well as the American people for all this time also means that if we see things like maybe we've been seeing recently of the drones, the spherical vehicles that hover and then take off at Mach 2, defy any kind of known propulsion or physics of flight that we understand, that we've seen off the coast of California around our ships. They've been seen in the Middle East. They've gotten footages of these things pretty much everywhere. And but if we're not admitting that we've seen or recognized this technology because we're trying to do the same thing and reverse engineering it, we can't call out the other countries that are actually possibly ahead of us on it. So again, these could be produced in we might have Bob Lazar, we might still be working from the 90s trying to, this stuff may be so far above us that we cannot reverse engineer it. We can only eke out little bits of technology that we can apply with what we understand now, as they're still developing a higher advanced technology that we've had access to but just don't understand or can't duplicate. But at any rate, it is pretty. It is. Excuse me. It has galvanized the world in just the last couple of days, and there's going to be a lot more going into this. So keep an eye on that. So But with everything else that's going on, this just is really kind of a bizarre out of left field. So once more, hats off to the all of, especially the women who are standing up to Target in National Boycott Month, as their stock shares have dropped another what is it, $12 billion for their wokeness, and of course Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch has now lost the #1 standing of beer to Modelo, which is kind of sickening because that's also an Anheuser-Busch, division, but still it's been knocked out by another beer, even though it is still their own same beer. But their sales across the board are down. But yeah, the boycotts are working, and people, again, normal people are standing up and saying enough of this shit. And and again, it's they tell you, oh, it's Pride Month. It's it's the month. People talk about we celebrate one day for Christmas. One day for Thanksgiving. One day for veterans to remember the ones we've lost, and a day to thank the ones that are still here fighting for us. But we use a whole month for the gay prides. But actually, in reality, well, let me see, what was that number? Yeah, it is actually, when you can look at the schedule for these activities that go on throughout the year, 145 days, almost 5 months that are spent, and most of it is spent honoring and recognizing men delusionally pretending to be women. So again, this is just the absurdity of what they want you to believe this, and that's not including all the gay night things going on at the baseball, the football, the basketball, the hockey, and I don't know if you saw that, but MLB had the rainbow flag in their background, and it didn't last 24 hours before it was yanked because the outrage online was so bad. In the NFL, the Redskins are doing something on their bullshit on it, and of course there's big stories now of parents revolting against schools that are honoring Gay Pride Month in elementary schools, kindergarten, elementary, junior high. Why would that be in your school at all? No. It's come to a head, and like I said, it's women who shop at Target the most. It's men who buy Bud the most. So between those two groups, we are decimating, the left and their warped, degenerate agenda. So, and once again, I point this stuff out because a lot of you aren't going to hear this on any mainstream news, and if you do, it's diluted down and twisted around to make it sound like, again, these are all poor victims when there is nothing victim about it. So I put this out. So yeah, and there's people that see this and want, and it's somehow cathartic sometimes to hear somebody else ranting a little bit on something that you're disgusted about and don't really have any say in, and that's kind of why I do this too, because it's kind of cathartic for me to talk about it to you guys, because again, it's finally being addressed and called out for what it is. Again, across the board stuff that should not be even mentioned, much less be a factor in dealing with this stuff with children, is what's brought all this to a head. And they keep insisting that, oh no, it's nothing to do with kids, and while they're out there recently just having a riot in California against parents went to violence. They're calling it a riot of violence to force their agenda into schools for where they don't even have children. They can't have children because same sex, And again, there should be no adoption. They should not be around any children at any time. But that's a different argument. So, and one last thing, if you didn't check Tucker Carlson out on his new Twitter show, they're saying, he had 65 million views on Twitter on his premiere the other night. But in reality, for Twitter, if it shows 65 million views, same thing with Rumble. That only means that for 65 million times the thumbnail for his video has been viewed as it passes through. You actually have to click on it for it to count as being watched. So that is deceptive with Twitter and Rumble as far as not really understanding, but what I understand, it accounts for about 15% of that number is actual views. So in that case, that gives him 9,750,000 views on his Twitter, and all the media can say is, oh, how failed it was because he was having to run his own teleprompter with a mouse, and it didn't have the flashy look from Fox, and without Fox he'll be nothing. Whereas he got more views than they get in a month on CNN in 10 minutes, and for his first show. So more power to Tucker. He is the voice of reason and the voice of truth, and will spell out this bullshit to the fucktards. I'll tell you that right now. So more power to him. More power to you, America. Stand up for what you believe. Don't be bullied. And until the next time, when we check out our next offering of gold. Remember, next week we're kicking off Vendetta Week, so get your pay dirts ready for videos on that, and we'll be promoting them. You can contact me or contact any of us that are in the YouTube channels that are doing this, and we'll help promote your videos if you're a little channel wanting to start out, or if you're a channel that's just to help to get the message out so everybody can get a chance to see these videos. So until then, this is Bayou Gold Guy saying thank you so much for watching, supporting, liking, and sharing the channel, being in the live chats, and the generosity that all you guys show for the channel and for me. And again, it really means a lot, and I thank you so much. So until the next time, take care of each other, and peace out, my friends.